their actions, which led to the death of a man deemed one of the parish's most wanted.
Dwayne Morrison, aka Wasp, was killed during a tussle with the police yesterday. Kalisha Williams reports.
This is the moment Dwayne Morrison was arrested by lawmen. Behind this viral video recording, we were told was a family member. Despite being handcuffed, the officers faced a tough time getting him into the police vehicle. A female could also be heard asking them to go easy. After hurling an expletive, the man then said, "You have to kill me." This would go on for a few more minutes. One of the policemen even called for backup. However, things took an ugly turn when the 25-year-old reached for one of the lawmen's gun. That's when he was fatally shot. So what led the officers here? Head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Superintendent Kenneth Chin, says the officers were conducting an operation at a bar in Stephen Run District. Morrison, who's been wanted for a July 2022 murder, attempted to run when he was accosted. He said the two officers were injured.
We take this opportunity to inform the public that we, the police, have a duty to bring all criminals to justice, and we will continue to defend our lives as well as the lives of all law-abiding citizens, and we will not hesitate to use the appropriate force to repel any and all attacks.
He also had high praises for the policemen.
I thank the members of the St. Elizabeth Division for their continued efforts in our intense road policing activities, which are reaping success. The team that participated in this particular operation must be commended for their quick response and decisive actions. Our operational activities will continue, and all efforts will be made to get the guns, arrest offenders, and rid the parish of criminal elements.
St. Elizabeth has seen an uptick in violence in recent times. The police are urging citizens to refrain from harboring criminals and to partner with them as they seek to restore law and order in the parish. Kalisha Williams, TVJ News.
In the meantime, the Independent Commission of Investigations, Indecom, says the two police officers involved in yesterday's fatal shooting of 25-year-old Dwayne Morrison in Maine, St. Elizabeth, will be interviewed on Wednesday. The firearm of the policeman who discharged his weapon has been confiscated by Indecom for ballistic testing. Now, Indecom is trying to determine whether the officers breached the Jamaica Constabulary Force's use of force policy and the constitutional provision of the right to life of all citizens. As part of its probe, Indecom is encouraging eyewitnesses to contact its office.
We go to our primetime news follow-up now. The retirement primary school in St. Elizabeth is calling for adequate security at the institution. This after the school's principal was attacked and injured on the school compound last Friday by a man described as mentally ill. Sammy Williams reports.
Not in mourning, but unhappy. The mood of teachers, students and staff at the retirement primary school on Monday morning. The school's principal, Anne-Marie Terrelong, remains in hospital after she was attacked by a machete-wielding man last Friday. Members of the school community in St. Elizabeth joined hands as they lifted their colleague in prayers.
You know, it is one of those things that could have gone quite the other way, and thanks be to the grace of God that Ms. Terrelong is alive with us, and we look forward to her speedy recovery.
When my granddaughter called me and told me what happened, I couldn't believe. And he said, "Mommy, don't come down here, Mommy." The gentleman chopped up Miss Terrelong. I said, "What you said?" He continue repeating. I said, "Mommy, don't come down here." But I have to give God thanks. God still show mercy. It could be worse. We could be mourning this morning.
Having witnessed the incident, the teachers and especially the students are still traumatized by the brutal attack.
One of them fainted. That's not good. Some of them don't even want to come back to school. They say they don't want to come back to school because when they saw what happened to their principal with the bleeding and stuff like that, they don't want to come back.
In the midst of thanking God for sparing Mrs. Terrelong's life, concerns about the lack of security at the school.
The place needs fencing. The last meeting, Mr. Lang was talking about the fencing. So this happened now. We believe we must get the fencing. We need the fencing. If the fencing down the here, the children they're not going to want to come to school.
If we have a security, if we have a fencing on our school, a pyramid fence, I am sure this unfortunate incident would not have happened.
It is the responsibility of the Ministry of Education to ensure the safety and security of all the children and staff at every single school across this island. And they work in tandem with the boards of each school and the administration to ensure that that is achieved. But resources is something that many of our schools struggle with, and we're hoping that the opportunity will be used. We also would like the Ministry of Education to focus on ensuring that every single school in this island has adequate security provisions.
TVJ News has been informed that Mrs. Terlong is in stable condition. Her attacker was captured moments after the incident and is in police custody. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
The Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, has confirmed a Gleaner report that it is investigating allegations of sexual harassment against a senior officer. The Army said in a statement late this afternoon that preliminary investigations into the matter commenced as soon as the report was received. However, the reports circulating, and which the Gleaner reported, speak of allegations of rape and assault. Now, the JDF statement does not refute those allegations, but it does not refute those allegations, but uses the phrase sexual harassment. The JDF said matters of this sensitive and personal nature are thoroughly investigated with due regard for the privacy and protection of the complainant. The Defense Force said it could not comment further on the investigations are ongoing.
A political war of words has developed over comments made by Member of Parliament for East Rural St. Andrew, Juliet Holness. Speaking at a GLP Area 1 Council meeting, Mrs. Holness took aim at the People's National Party's housing policies. Now the PNP is demanding an apology. Jamila Maitland has our story.
East Rural St. Andrew Member of Parliament Juliet Holness did not mince words as she took the People's National Party to task about its approach to providing housing solutions for Jamaicans.
Everywhere in my constituency that it is not safe to live, comrades live there. Anywhere where river went to wash away, comrades live there. Anywhere that is a garbage dump, comrades live there. And it's not Labour Party put them there. I want people to start to look around like rough, yes, and some of us do have it hard, but start to look around and see who really care about you.
She went further.
Places they put people to live, they would never live for a minute. They don't even want to visit and walk through. So when I have people in my constituency and flood rivers come down and wash them away, and their leader come and tell them, don't move, stay right here. I recall Desmond McKenzie saying to me years ago, I beg them to move. I find place to put them, and they refuse to move.
But the PNP has hit back, describing the comments as reckless, partisan, and demeaning to people desperate to find housing. Dr. Dayton Campbell is the party's General Secretary.
The persons who, through no fault of their own, throughout the time, reside in these locations are not solely supporters of either political party. There are persons who reside in government areas that are supporters of the PNP. Some are supporters of the J, and some are supporters of no party. And want to ascribe political affiliation to that just speaks to how that individual views the person. And it really is unbecoming of somebody who occupies such high office in the country. And I think she really should apologize.
The two political parties have been going head-to-head over the issue of illegal occupation of Crown lands. The recent demolition of unfinished structures at Bernard Lodge in St. Catherine has been a major striking point. The opposition has pledged to assist the squatters to take the government to court. Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
Still to come.